Eddie, let's talk about Paris. Would you ever consider signing Iman Khelif?
So what I'm going to say on this is, I think there's a lot that is unclear. Okay, so I'm going to give you my opinion now, based off really not knowing all the facts. So therefore, I shouldn't really give you my opinion, but let's have a conversation about it. That's what I'm saying. So whatever you hear from me right now, I don't even know if I'm right or wrong, but I'm just telling you from what I know, this is what I'm thinking. Okay. Iman Khelif was born a woman. Okay. Has lived her whole life as a woman. Has competed her whole life as a woman. Okay. Now, this part I don't even know if there's been proof of or is true, but elements of, or however much of those elements of her biological makeup shows, I don't even know enough about this, XY chromosomes.
Correct.
You know, again, where is this evidence, right? These are apparently tests done by another organisation, etc., etc. So I look at it like this. If there is an unfair physical advantage that this individual has, that is something that has to be looked at correctly, not by a rival organisation, not by someone that might have an agenda, but at the same time, if you've been born... See, when I first heard this story, the perception of the public, and probably mine as well, because of that perception was, this is a man that has now lives as a woman, and this is not right. And I think if you're born male, and I don't think you should compete against women in boxing. But if you're born female and you've lived your whole life as a female, competed as a female for your whole career, so I'm not going to say what's right or wrong. I'm just going to say that those facts that I know lean me towards the fact that you have a right to compete as a female. You are female. But then someone will say, this is a biological man. So, I don't know. But also, I would say, this individual has competed on the circuit for years and years and years. She won gold. It's not like she's dominated the amateur scene. She's been a good amateur. She's lost many times. You saw... Amy Broadhouse, other fighters that came out and said, I've sparred her, I fought her, I beat her, you know what I mean? And I feel like the Italian, that was a put-up job. Do you know what I mean? That was someone got in and said, you should do this, because that was just, yeah. Because, come on, it wasn't even a huge shot. It was like, and that person has sparred with her before, I believe, in training camps. So what do you think? She just heard about her for the first time before that fight, took a punch and went, oh, I'm not, But again, I think we need more information. We need a conversation about it. And it is a unique situation in many respects. Firstly, because of her situation. And secondly, because of the fact that it's boxing. And it's not archery. It's not a game of tennis. It's not swimming. It's a physical sport with contact. So we need to protect athletes. We also need to protect the facts and the rights of that individual. Like the way that, the way that it was spun initially was quite incredible. I mean, very unfair. If this individual was born a woman, has lived their whole life as a woman, it's pretty, all of a sudden to just turn around and go, this is a man, because of a testing that was done, not by the IOC, but by, so now I think there needs to be just a wider blanket, because it is a situation that is relevant now to be discussed. And that's my honest assessment of the situation.
So if you had all the facts and information in front of you, and you came to your own kind of conclusion based on those facts and information and what we know from the last 2 weeks, would Khelif be somebody that you would be interested in signing, which was my original question?
Yeah, I think if the facts were laid out and, you know, it was a position where there's no reason why this individual shouldn't compete as a female, yes. I mean, I think, look, commercially, you know, one, obviously a talented fighter. Two, commercially, I think up to over 2 million Instagram followers net, like out from 30,000 or something. Yeah, the answer is yes. But I mean, there's probably a lot of facts that we don't know the true or real facts around this situation. But certainly, if a fighter was deemed, you know, female, no, you know, physical advantage particularly. But again, we hear these XY from. I haven't seen anything. I've just seen someone say, "Yeah, we did this test, and that's it." Do we get to see it, or are you just going to believe that narrative?